Alright, I am at Martinsville, the paperclip, here in the truck series of the NASCAR Heat 5 game. Going to try to lay down a decent lap, then talk about the setup. I have ran a 20.277 with this setup. I checked the leaderboard, and I think a 20.4 something would get you 10th all time. Number one is like a 19.89, I think. So this is certainly a setup that is capable of getting top 10 all time. I would like to run in the 20.3s or 20.4s here, and then I can talk about the setup and the line I am running and stuff. That was a 20.398. That's a pretty good lap. I'm going to start slowing it down here and talk about the setup. Or talk about the line, then we'll go talk about the setup. Coming into 4. This is 4, and I'm going to back up here so I can show it a little bit better. Oh, I'm about to get hit in the back. There is a red Toyota sign right there. Right before I get to that, I am lifting, and then when I lift, I am getting on the brakes. I'm not on the brakes real hard, but I am on the brakes, and what I do is I hit the brakes, then as I get into the corner, I ease off the brakes more and more until I am completely off the brakes. One thing about this suggested line, I don't feel like it's a very natural arc, because I'm getting bounced all over the track here. This is turning into a demolition derby here. But if I can get turned around here and go in the right way, I will show you what I think about the suggested line here. The suggested line, I just don't feel like it's a very natural arc, and I feel like when you try to follow it, you wind up turning down. It's real easy to turn down too much into the corner. So I try to wind up basically, I showed you the braking points, I'm trying to stay out here somewhere kind of on the outside part of this suggested line. So I'm kind of in it, but I'm on the outer part of it. And then what I'm trying to do is get down into the corner and get down near the bottom of the track here. I don't like to be exactly on that red and white striped curb there, because I want to be able to, if I feel like I'm not turned enough, be able to turn the wheel more. And if you're already on the curb, you can't turn the wheel anymore. So if you're on the curb but pointed kind of straight like I am, you can't turn. You got to really be able to turn it hard, and you can't if you're already on the curb. So I don't like to be on the curb. The other thing is that I have noticed to help your lap times is a lot of times I found myself about the middle of the corner hitting the throttle and then having to back off the throttle and come back on it because I was starting to drift wide. When you come through the middle of the corner, when you think you can get back into throttle, you hesitate just an instant, whatever, a tenth or a quarter of a second, just an instant, and then get back into throttle, you'll find you're doing better because you don't have to get back out of it, and you can just kind of go steadily on the throttle. I don't necessarily drop the hammer, but I do kind of go aggressively on the throttle. I kind of just start putting my foot down and keep pushing till I'm all the way down to full throttle. I don't go real easy, but I don't push it down all at once. Coming into turn 2, it's the same concept. There's a red Toyota sign on the inside. I am lifting just before I get to it, hitting the brakes. I'm not on the brakes extremely hard, but then I am easing my way off the brakes. So you're not like trying to grind the truck to a halt, and you're not just stabbing the brakes. You hit the brakes and then start lifting off the brakes slowly as you get into the corner. And the same concept, I don't feel like this suggested line is a very natural arc, so I start off on kind of the outer part of it, then come down to the bottom here, and again hesitate just a little bit when you think you can get back into throttle, and then when you're kind of usually more past halfway, then you can start to get back on the throttle. I do try to stay kind of low coming out of the corners, and that is kind of a lap at Martinsville. So with that being said, let's go to the garage. This is very, very similar to the cup setup that I run. I think the bump and rebound settings, the weight settings are all the same. I did go up on the rear springs more just because, honestly, I didn't feel a difference in the way the truck ran, but I felt like the tire wear was better, so I went up on the rear springs. I think I was at 450 and 550 in the cup setup, and I went up. Didn't really notice a big difference in the driving of the truck, but I did notice that the tire wear was a lot more even. Tire pressures are defaults. I think the camber settings are the same that I run in the Cup Series. Now, you will wear the tires with this. You'll get a full fuel run, but don't expect to have a full fuel run and have 30 or 40% left on the tires. You'll wear them. I think the sway bar, I like a stiffer sway bar on the flatter tracks. I just feel like it makes the truck more responsive. I fooled around with the track bars a lot trying to get the truck to turn without being loose. And if you're having trouble with the track bars, left track bar affects corner entry, right track bar affects corner exit. Going up on those track bars loosens the vehicle up, going down on them tightens it up. The steering offset, I don't know why, but the default for Martinsville is like a .075. I didn't like that. I ran what I'm comfortable with. I ran a .125 at about all mile-and-a-half tracks, and actually about all tracks. I ran that because that's what I am comfortable with. I don't know that it affects a whole lot other than how much you have to turn the wheel going into a corner. But I feel like at Martinsville, as much as you have to turn it with that paper clip shape, that's kind of, I don't know why you would want an offset that's lower. But anyway, this felt comfortable to me. That's why I went back to it. The gearing, that 5.43. You will be on the rev limiter at the end of the straightaways. I don't feel like it really hurts you being on that rev limiter. I don't feel like you're losing any straightaway speed at the end, but I feel like it makes a big difference coming off the corner. You get so low on the RPMs going through this sharp turn that you're down, I think, around 6,000 RPMs by the time you're coming off that turn. When the RPMs are that low, I like that lower gear to be able to get more drive off the corner, and I don't think the truck's going to spin out. I don't think it's at all loose, so you can use that lower gear to help get better drive off the corner without the truck loosening up. If you're a little better driver than I am and can roll the corners better, you might try going down to a 5.29. I don't even know what the next gear up is, but if you went to a 550, I think you'd probably lose a little speed because you're already on the rev limiter at the end of the straightaway. I don't know that I'd want to go anymore. I'd feel like I'd be losing straightaway speed, but at any rate, that's Martinsville. I haven't posted a video in almost a week. I've been working my way through the career mode and doing some league races, and I'm hitting a lot of tracks in career mode that I've already done videos for. But at any rate, I hope you like this video. I hope you can run some fast laps with it. Do me a huge favor, like the video if you thought the setup was good, and subscribe to the channel. The subscriber base is really growing. I think I'm over 600 subscribers now. I really appreciate the support. I get lots of great feedback on these videos, so I think people are liking them, and I think it's good content. So with that, I will say have a great day, and thank you again for the support. It's greatly appreciated.